so lonely.
What's going on, guys? You're currently watching the speaker guy, so please subscribe and hit that notification bell to see more speaker videos. And we can see that quite a lot of you guys are watching our videos, but you haven't subscribed, so make sure to do that. In this video, we will go through the Soundboks app, and I will mostly focus on the sound modes on the Soundboks app, so you will get to see how the Soundboks differs and so on with the sound between the sound modes. So let's get started. Firstly, let's turn this Soundboks on. And a tip for you guys, if you have the Soundboks or if you're planning to get it, is that whenever you aren't using your Soundboks, when you're just gonna keep it like turned off, unplug the battery, because when you have the battery plugged in, even if the Soundboks is turned on, the battery will still get drained a little bit. So save your battery life by unplugging it when you're not using it. So yeah, just check here how much battery it has, and then you can go ahead and hit this button right here, and the Soundboks is turned on. And then I will go and connect to it with the Soundboks app. Firstly, you connect it with normal Bluetooth, and then you can go into the Soundboks app. So this is how it looks like when you come into the Soundboks app, and it will automatically scan for your Soundboks number, and it should pop up right here. There we go. You can change your profile for the Soundboks app, but this is only for like profile settings, and otherwise this is what will pop up. You can change the most basic things here, like you can change the volume on the Soundboks through your phone like this, and you can also change the team up button. You can turn it off, and then you can go into the more advanced settings here. I will go through this a bit quickly, but if you want to see a more in-depth review of the Soundboks after having it for 1 year, then I've linked a video in this video that you can click on the top right corner. Firstly, we have this update feature where you can update your Soundboks to the latest firmware if you haven't done that. It takes some time, but it's good to do it so that you have it on the latest with the app and so on. Then you have SKA mode. You can read for yourself here, but this will reduce the latency if you like have more than one Soundboxes. This is something that maybe you want to look at. You have the Pro panel. We can change between mixer, microphone, and guitar if you have those things. You can change the equalizer and also which channel is playing here, 1 or 2. So then we have Bluetooth. You can make here so that your Soundboks is going to auto connect to your phone whenever it turns on. And then we have the sound here, of course, where you can toggle through the sound modes, and I will explain them here a bit. You have the EQ first. This is, you can change your own EQ setting for the Soundboks without it being damaged or anything. This is completely safe to try out on your Soundboks. But personally, I don't think it sounds really good with this EQ, so I don't use it really. Then we have indoor mode, which has good sound for indoor use if you don't want to have that much bass, but it has a really long battery life, and it is a bit quieter than the rest of these two sound modes. You have the power mode, which is the sound mode that is the mode that the Soundboks will automatically be in if you connect it with Bluetooth and you haven't changed it in the app. Because if you change to Bass Plus in the app, then you save it, and if you connect to the Soundboks again without the app, it will still remember the Soundboks, which sound mode you have on, and it will play through that sound mode no matter which device has been connected to the Soundboks. And then yeah, so we have Bass Plus here, which has the most amount of bass, and the battery life still is pretty long in this sound mode in my opinion. But yeah, it definitely has a lot of bass, and it can be too much. Then here, this is mostly if you have more than one Soundboxes. If you want to play them in stereo, you have one in left, one in right. And mono is mostly used if you have one Soundboks. But personally, I found the sound better if you use it on left or right. It just emphasizes some parts in the music that you listen to, so it sounds better. But yeah, you can try it out for yourself, and maybe you want to have it at mono. But yeah, let's now go through how the Soundboks sounds between the differences between these sound modes. I suggest that you should listen with headphones or a good speaker system to better hear how this speaker sounds like. We have the Soundboks here playing some music, and I'm gonna increase the volume when we change between the sound modes. So you will get to understand how the Soundboks sounds on normal indoor usage. But to those of you that say that this speaker doesn't have good bass and sound, that isn't true. You have to hear it in real life to tell, and I have heard the JBL Party Box 310 and those speakers, and I can say that the Soundboks does sound really impressive. It has the loudness that those speakers doesn't have, and the bass and the clear sound. It is really good at this. So, and remember that you can't really hear how the speaker sounds exactly through a YouTube video. So, firstly, this EQ mode here is not really something that I'm gonna compare now in this sound mode comparison, because I mean it doesn't really sound that great. I can't find it in any way to sound good. If I have maximum bass, it still doesn't sound that great, and yeah. So I'm gonna compare these modes. Now the differences between these modes, they won't affect the bass or the loudness, they will just emphasize some parts in the music differently. I just found it better to use left or right. But yeah, I won't really compare these in this video. You might see me shift from left to right, but you will have to hear and test this in real life to tell. But yeah, now let's increase the volume and let's show you the sound modes. Let's change song.
And now for my next number, I like to return to the classics.
So those were the different sound modes, and now you probably understand more how they sound like and how they differ. I will just do one more comparison real quick, because some of you out there, you say that when you use this soundbox through the Bluetooth, or if you use it through aux cable with the same device, it will change how it sounds. But I'm gonna prove to you that it doesn't change how it sounds if it's in the same settings. It won't change at all. So first you will hear how it sounds like through Bluetooth, and it will be on the same volume when it's connected with the aux cable. Now it is connected through the aux cable that goes in here, and you will see that there is no difference. If you have any thoughts on the Soundboks or the other speakers, or if you have a video idea, just feel free to let us know in the comments down below. So that was all. So thank you so much for watching. Please give it a like if you do appreciate these Soundboks videos, and let's see you in the next video. Bye bye.